Hello and welcome to Flying Bobbins. I'm Liz and today I'm going to show you how to make the Plateau jogging bottoms by Closet Core Patterns. I'm going to take you through each step of how to make these joggy bottoms, from cutting out to making them and finishing them, with some tips and tricks along the way as well. Now this is a video sew along comprising of 6 videos broken down into easy to manage chunks, which you can purchase from www.flyingbobbins.com. It features as my sew along of the month for November. Now you may have heard of my sew along club, the High Five Club. This has been running since January this year. I feature a new sew along every month. If you want to join the High Five Club, it's just £5 per month and you will get my sew along of the month sent to your inbox on the 5th of the month. And throughout the year we have featured projects such as a weekender bag, the Carolyn pyjamas, last month we did the Tamarack jacket. So there really are lots and lots of lovely videos for you to follow. And if you're a visual learner, then my videos are great for you. Sometimes it's just a bit easier to see somebody make something rather than reading the instructions, and hopefully that will make your sewing experience all the more enjoyable and all the more successful as well. So please do join me on this sew along. I'm going to talk you through the pattern now so you can decide whether this is something that you'd like to take up. Like I say, this video will launch for my High Five Club members on the 5th of November. So this is a really lovely pattern. I have made these joggers in a lovely soft sweat fabric. The pattern comes with both a trouser and a short design, so you can use them for this time of year where things are a bit more chilly, but also in the summer months as well as a great pair of holiday or garden shorts. Wearing sort of sweat and leisure wear is just so fashionable at the moment. You can dress these up or dress these down and they will look really, really stylish. I really like the design features on this pattern. The pockets have a really clever design. They actually wrap round towards the front. Here it's hard to see on that image, but you've got a really clever and innovative pocket design there. You've got patch pockets on the back. You can choose to do a plain cuff or an elasticated cuff, and with the shorts they also have this lovely curved hem as well. So there's lots of really well thought through and unique styling features. These go beyond being a boring pair of run-of-the-mill joggers. They really are a fashion statement. You have a really deep waistband. I love it with trousers when you get a really deep waistband. I think it's so much more flattering. So you actually use 50mm wide or 2-inch wide elastic at the waist, which gives you a nice deep waistband, and that's top stitched and features a little drawstring as well. So lots of extra features there. Insofar as improving your sewing skills, you will learn how to sew this both on a conventional sewing machine. You do not need an overlocker, so I will cover all the tips and techniques for making these on your sewing machine, but of course you can also use your overlocker as well, which is a bit more speedy. Now you do cover some really cool elements of this make, so for example the little buttonholes that we make at the waistband, the bar tacks that we put at the top of the pockets there, and creation of the waistband and the cuff as well. So lots of maybe new and exciting things for you to learn, skills that you can take on to use with other projects, and that will give you more confidence using a variety of stitches and techniques using your sewing machine. Now I'm actually wearing these joggy pants right now, so I'll stand up, and it's very difficult to do a trouser selfie, but I shall try and talk you through how these look and the features. They are actually really, really comfy. So this is the most peculiar camera angle ever, but hopefully it gives you an idea of how lovely these trousers look. I'm wearing them today with a stripy t-shirt and some cute black boots. But in the summer I would wear these with some white trainers or pumps. So at the waistband, let me just tilt this camera up slightly. The waistband here is top stitched, and then you feature a lovely drawstring which you can tie in a bow, and I've added some cord ends onto that as well. As I mentioned before, these pockets, they're very stylish. They actually wrap round to the front, so you've got no side seam, just here. So the back panel comes forward to the front and goes into the pocket. And what this does is it helps to keep this line across your hips nice and smooth. But it also just makes them more interesting in their construction. So if you're somebody who loves dressmaking, it's a nice new technique for you to learn. You've got a little bar tack here to hold that pocket securely. You've got a top stitched elasticated deep waistband, and at the back you've got some nice patch pockets. Excuse me wiggling my bottom at you, but you've got some nice top stitching on those patch pockets there. So there's loads and loads of design features. Now I'll just swing down the camera a little bit. So you can see just at the cuff there, you've got this lovely elasticated cuff, which is really comfy, gives the trouser a nice softly tapered shape and looks really stylish too. So the overall leg shape of this trouser is nice and slim. It's a very flattering and modern cut. The waistband sits just on the natural waist. I wouldn't call them high-waisted, but they're not low-slung either. They're just a nice, comfortable, natural position there. I'm a size 12 and these fit me nicely. I made a 12. I didn't make any alterations to the pattern, and I'm 5'4", and the length sits about right. If you're in between sizes, I would say go up a size because you can always cinch in at the waist with the elastic, and after all, they're joggy pants and you want them to be comfortable. To talk about the pattern again, it's created by Closet Core, one of my favourite pattern brands. It goes from a size 0 up to a size 20, and that is a waist measurement of 24 inches or 61 centimetres up to a waist measurement of 39 inches or 99 centimetres. And the hip measurement on there is 33 or 84 centimetres for the size 0, up to 48 or 122 centimetres for the size 20. And like I say, I've made a size 12. Now if you are needing a larger size than that, like I say, this only goes up to a 20, you can get a full range of sizes by going to the Closet Core website, where you can download a PDF, and that will give you the full range of women's wear sizes, including larger sizes. Now, fabric suggestions for this, I think it's really nice to use a sweatshirting style fabric. So you do want to use a knitted fabric, of course. The choices I would go for would be anything that is described as jogging or sweatshirting. So those would be slightly heavier weight knitwear fabrics, which have a knit appearance on the front side, and on the reverse side you will either see a loop back, kind of like a French terry loop back appearance, or you might see a soft fluffy fleece back, which is actually very soft and cosy to wear. And if this is your first foray into sewing with knits, the good news is that these slightly heavier sweatshirt type knits are a little bit more stable and actually easier to manage than a lighter weight jersey. Just to show you what I mean, this is an offcut of the fabric I use, so it has your traditional knit appearance at the front, and on the back you've got this lovely soft fluffy interior, which make them so cozy, soft and comfortable to wear. So when you're looking for fabrics, you should look for sweatshirting, jogging, loop back, French terry, fleece back, anything along those lines, and you will be fine. Weight wise, I suppose the lowest weight I would go for would be 200 grams, but really ideally you're looking at something more sort of in the 250 to 300 grams per square metre weight range, and that's going to give your trousers a bit more body as well. Stretch percentage, you only really need 15% stretch for these trousers, so not as much as you would maybe use for a jersey dress or a t-shirt, but you do need a little bit of stretch, but it's not as much as stretch as you would get with a straightforward, for example, knitwear like my t-shirt I'm wearing today. Now the other supplies you will need to make the trousers, you're going to need your fabric, and it's between 1.2 to 6 metres of fabric required to make these. You'll also need your matching thread, and using your sewing machine you will need a ballpoint or stretch or jersey needle, and they're much more successful at sewing with your knitted fabrics. You're also going to need your chalk marker or some kind of marking tool to mark out the position, for example, of things like the buttonholes you're going to make for your drawstrings. Now, as well as this, you will need approximately 1.3 meters of 50mm wide waistband elastic. And if you're doing the elasticated cuffs, you will always also need about a meter of 25mm wide sort of cuff elastic, or any kind of generic elastic to elasticate the cuffs of your pants there as well. If you're adding a drawstring, it says here that you need 1.3 meters of cord. I actually used 1.5. I found that with even on my size, 1.3, I couldn't tie a bow and have the cord sitting nicely. So I used 1.5 meters, and I would suggest using between 1.5 to 2 meters of cord for your drawstring if you're going to add that. And then, of course, if you didn't want to do buttonholes, you could use some grommets or some eyelets on your waistband as well. And then you could also add some cord ends to the ends of your drawstrings to give them that finishing touch. So you do need a tiny bit of interfacing, just generic interfacing, not fancy or stretch interfacing, and that is for the interior of the waistband where you're going to make the buttonholes for your drawstrings to pass through. So you need the tiniest little square of interfacing as well. Hopefully you'll have that already somewhere in your stash. So I hope that today I have inspired you to make these plateau joggers. I would love to teach you, so please do fly over to Flying Bobbins, and you can purchase the full video sew along here. I cover everything from cutting out to finishing your garment. And if you like my style of teaching and you fancy making your dream wardrobe, then please do look into joining the High Five Club, where you will get a new fantastic sew along project to follow every single month, something to really look forward to. You can then use your own fabrics from your stash to make your garment every month, or you can buy one of my kits. I always release a choice of kits with each sew along in some gorgeous fabrics, and I do all the work for you, so I will match for you all the coordinating trims to make sure that your project looks really top notch. Now, as I mentioned before, I do also make kits for each sew along every month, and this month is no exception. We have some absolutely beautiful fabrics for you to make your lovely plateau joggers in. So first of all, I have this grey marl French terry. So French terry is a slightly lighter weight cloth, but it is perfect to make yourself these joggy pants. It's got a nice bit of stretch to it. You've got this mottled neutral grey colour, very sophisticated soft tones of grey and ivory there. And on the reverse side you have the loop back construction, which is typical of French terry. So you can see that this is where you get these tiny little loops. So it's a very soft, lightweight and easy to manage fabric. And if you wanted a lighter weight pair of joggers, maybe to take you through the more intermediate seasons where the weather can't quite decide what it's doing, then this is a great fabric for you. And I've got the matching grey draw cord there, which looks really pretty with that. And then I would maybe use a lovely pale silver cord end just to give that a bit of something to finish it off. So my kits do include the drawstring and the cord ends, as well as the thread and the waistband elastic. So everything that you need to complete the project. So that's the pale grey French terry. I then also have the blue, which I am wearing, and that comes with the navy blue draw cord, and that it has got this gorgeous soft fleecy interior to it. And then in that same fabric I have got the purple sweatshirting fabric. It's lovely and squishy and soft. You can see like my fingers leave a mark when I press into that. It really is a lovely soft fabric to work with, and it's got that gorgeous fleecy interior there, and that comes with the purple draw cord. So if you want to take a look at the kits for this month, they'll be available from the 5th of November, which is just in a few days' time. So head on over to Flying Bobbins and look up Project of the Month, and you'll find all the available kits. Now, one more colour which I have on the way, it's a bit late to the party, is a gorgeous dark khaki colour, which just goes back with everything. So in total you'll have a choice of 4 colours for your kit. And of course, if you are a member of the High Five Club, then you will get either 5 or 10% off of the price of your kit, depending on which level of membership you go for. And so that rounds up this introduction to the Plateau Joggers by Closet Core Patterns. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I really do hope to see you joining the High Five Club so that you can take your dressmaking journey to the next level. Everything I've mentioned today, I will pop a link down below in the comments so that you can easily find links to the High Five Club, to the pattern itself, and to the sewing kits. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video where I will be showing you how to cut out the joggers.